We have questions. How important is a wedding photographer? And here's the answer: extremely important. That's because this person has been tasked by you to capture every single detail and every single emotion in the one ultimate day in your life. And today we'll be speaking to the ultimate wedding photographer, Kit Chan. My name is Syed Fradino Omar, and this is In Person. So we're in the National Library, so it's a little bit difficult for me to speak out loud, but nonetheless we're catching up with Kit Chan. Here he is. Hey Kit.
Hey.
Thank you so much for making time for us.
Hey, Dino, how are you?
So
thank you for having
pretty
us.
natural, National Library reading.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you? Oh no, let's have a chat here first.
Sure.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Cheers. So I'm very happy to be chatting to effectively the wedding photographer in Malaysia. So how did you build yourself to such high standards?
Through a lot of hard work. Well, actually, on hindsight, I wouldn't say that when we started, we didn't know much. When we started photography, actually I was doing corporate work before I started photography, and what I really wanted to do was to do more corporate work, more corporate photography, commercial photography, and this was about 9 years ago, and that's where the money and respects are. If you want to become someone respected for photography, you do commercial,
right?
Not weddings,
But 9 years ago, that was you were in your early 20s.
Yes.
Wow. So you knew from early on that photography was your path.
I couldn't really say that. I would say it's a passion that went out of hand. It's a passion that really went out of hand, and it's great fun. And one led to another. And, I remember when I started doing photography, as I said, wedding photography was not the thing at all. You don't want to touch it with a 6-foot pole.
Right.
Yeah, and coming from the corporate sector, it was quite an ego-beating thing. You go to a wedding, they go like, boy, take picture of Auntie Sally, boy this, boy that, and you just
again,
run
because you were so young when you did that.
I suppose. And but what happened then was we had some very important corporate clients, and also some very senior officials in the government as well. So when our client said, hey, my son is getting married, you don't say no to them, and I remember doing a few of those jobs, obligatory jobs, but later on we really started in the Malay weddings, right? Yeah. And we kind of like fell in love with the culture and the color, and of course we introduced the wedding photojournalism technique into Malay wedding photography. In fact, a few years ago, we were named like the father of Malay wedding photojournalism.
Sorry, can I just interrupt you and ask you what does that mean, Malay wedding photojournalism?
Well, basically what happened is prior to us doing photography, well, Malaysia is just slightly behind time, because the concept of wedding photojournalism was already a big thing in the West since the 80s. It was sort of like led by a gentleman by Dennis Reggie, was really a wedding photojournalist to the stars. Right. Now a wedding photojournalist is like a photojournalist that comes in and it takes the entire spectrum of the wedding, and we don't just focus on the bride or groom per se, but we want to capture all the details and all the festivities in entirety.
Okay, you know what? These chairs are actually a bit too low, and it's a bit uncomfortable. Perhaps we should walk in. See, everything's coming apart now. So what books have you got on you?
Well, this is just a brand new one. Okay. First and foremost, I can't stand fiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's only non-fiction for you.
Yeah. I think that in the last 5 years, the only 2 fiction books I read are Elephant and the Ant, which is a very interesting story, sort of like a parable about the elephant being our subconscious mind, the ant being our conscious mind, and it talks about how our subconscious mind actually control our daily actions.
Right,
it's like as if now we are walking, we're actually on autopilot. We think we're controlling our feet, we are not.
No, we're not.
So now that's one. Of course, another book that is actually that I read, this is fiction, is of course The Richest Man in Babylon. As an all-time classic, 1.5 million copies. So and that too give a lot of significant teaching for today. This is written quite long. Now, the books that I have, this new book is a Rich Dad Conspiracy of the Rich.
This is of course part of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series.
Yeah, it's very, very current. It talks about the things as recent as the subprime. Now,
of course, we've got Cik Dad's book.
Yeah, this is my favorite, and it's actually I in fact have 2 copies, and this is actually personally autographed
by Tun Mahathir himself.
Yeah, so and this is great, and a great leader writing to other great leader, and this is the way that you know, we should well. Tun is inspiring, and even more in his writing. So we read this and to get inspiration and to see what transpired at a certain time.
At various levels, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, you're at that level right now. I mean, you've got, you know, our ex-Prime Minister signing books for you. And you're a photographer. It's not something that people would normally put, you know, the two and two together.
I don't.
It's, you know, what's the drive? What's the passion? You know.
Actually, first and foremost, I don't think I'm even there yet. You know. I suppose I learned something the last 30 years, hoping that this will be a preparation for bigger things to come. So I suppose this is just like. Whatever I've done so far would just be like I just gotten a degree, you know. So now I need more experience, and the drive is really like now there's a saying that knowledge is power, but of course in the current context, I think even more so is applied knowledge. It's power. Just having the knowledge doesn't do.
It's doing something with it.
So knowing that we have so much room to improve, either not just locally, just internationally. In fact, quite a bit of our work now has become quite international. We travel a fair bit. And so we need to be constantly in the loop. And one of the things that's very important for books is it's to understand, because people don't realize a good photographer, apart from the technical skill, he needs to be a good communicator. So through books you sort of like learn from where people are actually coming from, and a bit about themselves. So it'll be easy when you're on job to sort of like
of course.
Of course, a lot of our clients are very high profile and very.
It's, you know, it's learning how to deal with them, and that ensures the you know, the survival and you know, your level.
And being them, they are being them. You know, a lot of the leaders or the movers and shakers, they don't get there by accident. They are very refined. I'm sure they don't mind talking to me on trivial stuff. But sometimes, you know, to be able to understand where they're coming from and what their thoughts are, I think that really helps as a photographer.
At the end of the day, you only get one chance to create an impression. So it's better if you know what you want to talk about. Well, we have to go for another short break. We have to go for a short break, but I just wanted to show this. Look, we're talking about this guy over here. And if you come with me,